Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. Have I got a guest today for you? And I am really excited because, like myself being an author, it's always exciting when someone comes out with a new book. But the content is really important because, you know, it's more important to understand why we're reading something and then how we can take that and put it to use. And as you know, my biggest goal is to share with you things that you can use, and today's guest is going to actually be able to do that. He's got a new book coming out called The Common Sense. Oh my gosh, I'm going to let him share it with you. I am going to let him share it with you. I can really go into detail, but he's co-owner and managing partner of Key Advisors Group. He has graduated from New York College of Pennsylvania with a degree in economics. And let me tell you, one of the most challenging classes and inspiring classes that I took was economics. It was very, very interesting, and I thought I wasn't going to like it when I took it, but hey, boom. He's going to give some information to us today. And not only that, but he started, oh my gosh, his degree in economics and interest in finance is just going to blow you away. It's really, really going to be a fun show today, I've got to tell you. There's so much more about this, but he did create a journey in the financial field kind of way back. And we're going to go over a lot of that. But since then, he's really just qualified for prestigious awards like the MDRT, which, if you don't know what that is, it's a membership that's based on your sales criteria. And he's going to talk a little bit about that. He's also Court of the Table and Top of the Table honors, and this has been each year. Okay, and so we're going to go into talking more about that. He specializes in money management. How many of us use a little bit of that? And I'll tell you what, back in the day, there's been people who've said that they can help you manage your money, and then those things are just not happening. But my guest is going to be able to share things with you today in plain sense, and you need to know this. He also focuses on real estate and retirement planning. And he's got some strategies that I think are going to be really, really strategic for you. Yes, I did say that. But there's a whole lot more. He works with local CPAs and attorneys on implementing savings. We've got a whole lot more. Let's just welcome him to the show, because this man is just going to blow your mind today. He's already got my interest, and now he's going to have yours. Welcome to the show, Eddie Ghabour.
Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
I'm excited. Let's just go straight to the chase. Tell me and tell the audience the name of your new book.
It's called The Common Sense Bull: Keys to the Good Life Before and During Retirement.
I absolutely love this. And your book is going to make its debut on March 19th. Is that correct?
That is correct. And we're super excited. We just found out today that we are in the top 10 already on hot new releases for retirement planning. And we haven't even hit our pub date yet. So we're so excited that it's resonating with many, many people around the country.
Yes, I'm really excited about this. And a lot of people really don't take the time to think about both of those things, two things. One about estate planning and the other is about retirement. And I kind of want to first, I do have some questions for you, but I do want to first find out how you got into this, because I know for me, I really didn't understand or even want to. I didn't have an interest in economics at all. And one of the things that I had to do for, my GE classes in college was you had to take something for a GE class. And I ended up taking an economics class. And it just really kind of inspired me to learn more about a lot of things that were going on around me, especially when it had to do, and there was a lot of things that I didn't think, components that I think interacted with economics. And so when I was looking at your background, and I thought, wow, he was really interested in this, and it actually played a key role into what you do now. I thought, how did you get into this? What was your journey in that and how it plays out now? And I would like for you to share that with the audience.
Sure. So my love of finance, actually, I can go back to really, really young, Mike. When I was a young child, my father took me to the bank. He opened up a bank account for me. I was in second grade. I remember like it was yesterday. And he put $100 in the bank account for me. And he told me, I'm not going to put another dollar in this for you unless you put money in. For whatever you save, I will match it for you. And he told me, if you want a car when you're 16 years old, the only way you're going to be able to get it is going to be dependent upon how you save for your future. So this is really where my foundation starts, with my parents. And then when I went to college, I actually, when I talk about this in my book, I went in as an education major, believe it or not.
Okay.
I coach baseball. I love sports. I played college baseball. I still coach youth sports today. It's a true passion of mine. But I didn't fall in love with the subject matter. And then, like you, I took an economics class. And it was instant love. The market just intrigued me so much that I couldn't wait to get the class. I just loved it. And
isn't it crazy? You would never guess this at all.
I know. And so it's funny. So for me to want to go to class and not wait to go to class is funny in itself. But I mean, again, it was instant love and passion. And people ask me when I'm going to retire. And frankly, I don't think I ever will. I love this business. I really do. And I love educating people on it, because the one thing is that I have learned in my 20 years in doing this is the things that I take for granted that come so natural and easy to me, most people don't. They don't understand it. And so I try to educate people. Like this book, I wrote it in a way that almost anyone should hopefully be able to understand it and apply, because I think sometimes people overcomplicate things. They may talk to a professional that talks maybe too technical and confuses them. And when people get confused, that doesn't motivate them to move and do something. And so this book, if I've done my job properly, it will not only educate your listeners today, but hopefully motivate them to go out and make themselves in a position where they can be financially independent, because it's easy to do if you have the right tool.
Okay, you just said something that is really, really important, and something that I share in reference to a lot of other things. And that is, if you have the tools, or you know where the resources are, that you can get the tools to make the changes that you need. And that is essential. You just said something in a way that is what I share with my viewers, in a way that is directed towards their finances.
I can't agree with you more. I tell people all the time, because I'll hear people will come into my office and they'll say, I don't know anything about this. You just tell me. And I tell them, I say, look, let's take a step back. First off, if you know what your options are, you're smart enough to make your own decision. You don't need, like myself, telling you what you have to do. And so this book, that's the purpose of it, is to educate folks on what options are out there in a way that they can understand it. And that's so crucial.
We're so on the same page, because that's one of the other things that I share with people. You have to know what your options are. You need to be educated enough to make a smart decision on how this is going to work for you. And so what you're saying is that there are options with an S. That's available to them. There is not one path, and if you don't meet that criteria, you're going to be left out over here, and you're never going to get anywhere. That is just not the case.
That's right. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. So I'll get this question a lot too. Just randomly, someone will come up to me and they'll say, well, how much do you need to have to retire? Like it's one universal answer for everybody. It's different for everyone. And problem is, people will Google, what do I need to retire? And they'll get some answer like, you need $5 million. Well, my thing is, how does Google know what you need if they don't know your expenses, your lifestyle? Don't let those numbers intimidate you. A lot of my clients have much, much less than that, and they are financially independent and living a wonderful, wonderful life. And this book is going to lay that out.
I think the biggest challenge people have is if they have a high debt to income ratio, and they're thinking, how do I get out of that so that I can retire? I have no options. What do I do? And so from what I'm hearing you say, there are options for people even in that kind of a situation.
There is, because what you do is what too many people worry about the wrong thing in the wrong order, I should say.
Okay.
Have a plan first. Okay. How you execute that plan is crucial, and what you're going to invest in is crucial. But more importantly, you need a plan and a strategy.
All right.
A trusted person, whether it's someone like myself or a friend, someone that is going to hold you accountable to your goals. Everyone needs a coach. And I used a coach. And when I started using a coach, I started hitting levels of success, not only in my financial world, but my personal life that even I didn't think was imaginable. And
which, in your personal life, I'm just going to go to this because I would have shared this in the intro too, but you are just so dynamic in so many ways. I want to bring this up now too. In your personal life, you do a lot of volunteerism as well. And so you are just radiating all of this in so many different ways. You're a coach, and you're a coach for a Little League team, right?
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then tell me a little bit more about that, because I think that carries over also into finances.
So as you can tell, I love sports. I'm a big believer in coaching. And one of my true passions is coaching kids and teaching them the importance of discipline and teamwork. And you're going to get the results based on what you put into it. And so I coach Pop Warner football. I coach Little League. I've been coaching for, 18 years, I believe it's been, well before I had kids of my own, because again, these kids today need role models, but more importantly, they need to see what it takes to be successful. And it's so gratifying to see these kids years down the road, and they'll come up to me, they still call me coach, which I love, and they'll say something that I said that I probably may not even remember at some moment that had a positive impact on their life. And to me, that's more than any dollar amount or any paycheck, is being a positive influence on somebody's life. And the other thing too is, some kids that I coach don't have a good home life. I'm spoiled. I had a fantastic childhood, a loving family. Some kids don't have that. And I know that some of the kids I coach, the best part of their day is when they're out on the field. So I don't take that for granted. So on days when I'm tired after a long day at work and I'm dragging my butt to practice and thinking, oh gosh, I don't feel like doing this today. And then the minute I see their face and their excitement, I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. And so I'm going to coach until the day I die, I think.
Well, I can understand that, because I feel the same when I'm helping other people. And my thing is helping overcome trauma, and that's my specialty, my expertise. And then I carry it over into things like this, where I'm sharing ways that people can move forward. And I just love doing it. And I think that when we are in a position where we know we're helping somebody move in a direction that changes their life, it is the most exhilarating, joyful, peaceful feeling ever. And it doesn't matter how tired you are, if you have other things going on, it's just, you're there, you're present, you can actually be in the moment. And that is, no amount of money or anything else can give you what you get from that.
You're right. I've had people ask me, well, why are you doing this book? You obviously very successful, and they're basically implying that you don't need additional income. Why are you doing all this and spending all this energy on getting this message out? And it's because of exactly what you said. We're at a spot now in our career that it's not about the money. It really isn't. It's about the gratification that you get when someone looks you in the eye and thanks you for relieving them of the stress that they used to have when they were the only ones responsible for what to do with their finances. And now they have a team behind them that's giving them common sense approaches, that is providing them an income stream that's allowing them to do everything that they want to do in retirement, that they put in their life plan and that we help them with. And it doesn't matter from day to day what the market's doing. They're not focused on that anymore. And again, success sometimes is too much tied to money. And
true. This is true.
I've seen some very wealthy people that I would say are not successful because they're not happy. There's a balance in life that you need to take. And it's not, if it all revolves around money, then it's going to be a very empty retirement. There's a chapter in my book called Life Planning.
I was just going to ask you something along those lines. Go ahead.
So in the chapter in the book is about life planning, is really putting in somebody's mind. So I'll kind of take a step back and I'll, if someone's listening right now, ask themselves, have you ever really thought about what you're going to do? Let's say you achieve every financial areas of success that you want. You have your pile of money and now you're going to retire. Well, what the heck are you going to do when you retire? Have you actually thought about it?
Right.
Now you have to replace 40 or 60 hours of your life in something. And too many people haven't thought about it. And then what happens? Their health deteriorates because
you're exactly right.
They don't use their mind often, and your brain is a muscle. And when you don't use it, that muscle dies. And so we try to motivate people as not only a financial plan, but a life plan is just as crucial to really have true success in retirement.
Oh, I love this. I love this. So with the goal in mind of my show and helping people, would you say that one of the things that somebody could do today, right, even during the show or like right after the show, is to sit down with a piece of paper and define their own definition of what success means to them?
Yes, and I tell you what, I guarantee you it's going to be a very hard question to answer. Because if it's not just about money, sit down and write out what your life plan is. When you retire and you have enough money saved to know, you can no longer work, you no longer have to work. What are you going to do with your time? Is there a charity you want to help? Do you want to volunteer for your local church or whatever it may be? Do you want to travel? Do you want to fish? Do you want to play golf? And really sit down and put down your goals and your bucket list and then share that with somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Because if you do that, it's going to get done. It's in human nature that we procrastinate. But you will not procrastinate if you have someone that it will tell you the truth and is not afraid to hurt your feelings, to hold you accountable for your goals. That's how you're going to achieve true success.
That's two things. They need to define it, and then they need to get someone that's going to coach them and mentor them.
That's correct.
Absolutely. And then they need to get your book. So we got to talk about this just a little bit and you have a way for them to contact you and work with your advisors or you personally. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
Okay, so they can go. So my company website is keyadvisorsgroupllc.com. Mm-hmm. They can go on there. They can see everything about our firm. We've got a lot of video and educational clips on there. They can email me directly. They can call me directly. I'm happy to talk and try to help anyone that I can that has questions because, I'm in the office all day anyway, so I might as well be on the phone or meeting with someone face-to-face to try to help them. That's what I love to do. So that's how they can learn about my company, learn about myself, and more importantly, reach out to me directly if they want. In regards to the book, they can go right on Amazon and buy my book, The Common Sense Bull, or they can also go to another website that we designed, which is thecommonsensebowl.com. It's thecommonsensebowl.com. And that tells me a little bit about the book, and they can order the book directly from that website as well, too. So I hope they buy it. And more importantly, I hope they enjoy it and it motivates them to do some of the things that we were talking about today.
I really love that because those are the points that we have talked about today are just really crucial because it's going to affect and ripple effect every single part of their life, and they will find happiness in a way they've never known before.
That's right. And when you think about finance books or retirement books, again, the issue I have with it is everything is just all about money. Okay. And yes, we know money's important. You can't retire if you haven't saved enough. But again, I would argue that that is just a piece of the pie to be successful. And
I would agree with you.
Does.
I just love this. I love this. You and I are so on the same page. Keep going.
So again, my book is going to hopefully lay it out in a way that people will focus on the plan. It's okay to be a little selfish and spend some time on your own plan. I joke in the office, but I mean this, that some people I meet with probably spend more time planning their retirement or doing things for others than they do spending on themselves. Mm-hmm. What I'm asking them to do is be a little selfish and spend a little bit of time on your family and build together a financial plan and a life plan with a set of realistic goals. And once you do that, the rest is easy. The hardest part is laying out the plan. And again, I share a lot of the core principles that I've used for a long time that just gotten fantastic feedback that I feel confident it's going to work for them.
I absolutely love this. Do you have a copy of your book in front of you or next?
I do. I do.
Closer, closer, closer. Okay, this is what the book looks like. You've got to get a copy of it. You can get it on Amazon. You can go to, can you get it from directly at your website?
The Common Sense Bowl. You can't get it directly from my company website, but thecommonsensebowl.com.
Commonsensebowl.com. We love this. I absolutely love this. And oh gosh, I had so many things just rolling through my mind. Can someone go into your office? Do you work one-on-one? Do you do things virtually? What are the ways that our viewers, if they're gonna get in contact with you, what's the best method for them to get your coaching?
So probably the best method is to call our office first and schedule an appointment, because we can, depending upon geographically where they are, we can do it by Skype. I'll usually do a quick phone interview with them just to get an idea on what they're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
Time to help build a coaching strategy for them. And so it all starts with just setting an appointment first. And our phone number is 302-645-4530. And then again, my team will schedule a time slot for them for us to start, again, getting to know them and finding out what their true definition of success is, but more importantly, ultimately what they're trying to accomplish. And I'll not sugarcoat a thing. If they're way off on their goals, I will tell them. The last thing you want is someone to just tell you what you want to hear. Our job is to tell you facts. And if you're way off on your goals, then we'll tell you that. And we'll try to tell you how you can get on track. And if you're ahead of your goals, we'll share that with you as well, too.
Oh, I love it. I love it. That's one thing that I like that really defines a person is integrity. And of course, having been in the Marine Corps, that is the core of my character. And so people may not like what I have to say, but they'll always know where I stand and that they're going to get the truth. And so I always expect that from other people, and I get really disappointed when it doesn't happen. But I like what you're saying, because there's value in that. If somebody goes to you and you're not providing a lot of fluff, you're not just kind of going, okay, come here, I'm going to tell you all these things, and you're doing true coaching and mentoring by saying, okay, this is what's feasible, this is what isn't, this is realistic, so here's the direction in which you need to go, really, to truly meet your success, the goals that you have in mind, or the goals that we can come up with together that will get you to X, Y, and Z. I love it. I absolutely love it.
You don't help anybody by not being completely direct with them, especially when you're talking about their financial future. you're enabling them, you're hurting them. No one likes to deliver bad news, but unfortunately I do it a lot. I meet with a lot of people, and there are some people that are way off on hitting their goals, but I have to tell them that. But more importantly, we try to come up with steps to try to minimize that gap that they currently have. It's like when I coach kids, I tell them, I say, look, I'm not here to tell you you're doing a great job every single day. I'm going to tell you when you're doing a good job, but I'm also going to tell you when you stink. At the end of the day, I'm supposed to give you a hug at the end of practice, but you're going to know where you stand at practice every single day. And I'm going to be on you, and I'm going to drive you to be the best at what you can be.
And that's so crucial to bringing and molding the person into the best person that they can be. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, for those who might be a little bit confused about what's involved with estate planning, would that be like creating a will? Do you do wills? And then differentiating what is, probate and X, Y, and Z. I mean, I think that some of that's kind of confusing to those who don't really understand when you say estate planning.
So estate planning obviously is a very broad topic, and we do not do any of the legal work. I always joke and say we know enough to be dangerous. So that's why we work with attorneys, but I'll give you one very simple tip that everyone can do right now. And this is indirectly is estate planning. Anyone that has an IRA or 401k, when is the last time they checked to see if they have primary and secondary beneficiaries? That may sound like such a simple thing, but I cannot tell you how many times I meet with people and they don't have a secondary beneficiary on it. Or I've had several examples where there's a second marriage, and guess who the beneficiary is on the account?
Oh no, the first spouse.
Yes. So we talk a lot about beneficiary planning. That is estate planning. There are a ton of negative tax ramifications if you do not have primary and secondary beneficiaries. So I challenge everyone that's watching this, check your accounts and see if you have a primary and secondary. And I will almost bet that there's going to be a percentage of people that are going to be surprised at how long it's been since they've updated their beneficiaries.
That is a really, really good tip. I know that my viewers have really gained a lot of good insight, some good information from you today. I want you to share your websites again. And then I want to thank you so much for being here, because I'm amazed at some of the information that you shared and how we just align on so many things, being on the same page. It's really very refreshing.
Well, thank you. First off, let me thank you for allowing me to be on your show. I can sense your energy that you have as well, too. It's not the same energy that I try to carry every day. And I think that's fantastic. So our websites are, my company website is keyadvisorsgroupllc.com. You can get my book, The Common Sense Bull, directly on Amazon, or you can go to our website, thecommonsensebowl.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter, and my Twitter handle is @CommonSenseBull. So and that way they can see what I'm pushing out on a weekly basis.
I absolutely love it. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing so much for the audience and the viewers all over who are going to be seeing the show. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
And for those of you watching, I thank you so much for being here and tuning in today. I hope that all of the information that you learned that you can apply specifically to your own needs, but I also encourage you to share that with those that you love. I encourage you to share it with your friends, distant family members, those on social media, and anybody else that you come in contact with, because we really do want to make you become successful in the ways that you see success. Thanks for tuning in. You have seen this episode again brought to you by the Liberty Beacon and TLBTV. And this guest has been Eddie Ghabour.